we're on the Rift. It has finally started here in Europe, and I can't wait to see exactly what these teams get up to. One of the things I want to talk about immediately as G2 Esports are moving into Splyce's territory, using Demacian's standard, pushing some vision forward. I haven't placed a very deep ward just yet, but let's talk about this laning phase. You mentioned surviving early, playing safe, not conceding too much. In terms of where the lane priority or push might lie, what should we expect of the next few minutes?
I think side lanes for G2 you expect to be pushing out because, again, you have the range of the Nico, and it's actually not going to be the Glacial Augment that's a little bit more popular around the world. Wunder has preferred this press the attack on hit style of Nico to really bully in that 1v1. You'll probably see him go for something like the Wit's End as well in this specific matchup. But top lane, bot lane for G2 will be very successful early on. I think if Splyce want to do something, it would be playing around this mid lane. Because Caps doesn't have a cleanse, you could root him up. Xerxes has the Hail of Blade, so he does have the ability to impact earlier on.
All right, so there's the expectation setting, and now it comes down to player execution. And that's what we're going to be watching. And much like the analyst desk mentioned as well, it's always interesting coming into these opening matchups where the team that went to the international event in G2 may be less experienced on the subsequent patches. Because obviously Splyce not only got to watch from home, but has been playing on the live servers, and in theory has had an earlier time to play on the more recent patches.
Yeah, it's been an interesting discussion about G2's return to the league because, a lot of people say they're not practicing as much necessarily, but I say they just won MSI. It doesn't matter. This team still should be coming in very high form. And yes, they might not be as experienced on the current patch, but this team is certainly good enough to give, a tough time to any team here in the LEC.
Yeah, absolutely the case. So let's keep an eye. I want to definitely see how Vizicachi's Rumble does. It is a very, very old school pick, and these early stages of the game into Nico, always going to be a little bit brutal.